Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Gingerhead Men podcast. This is a podcast about geek and pop culture. I am one of your hosts, Connor, and then the other host is also on the call today. If you want to introduce yourself,
Hi, I'm Logan. I'm not Connor.
we created this podcast because we usually talk about geek stuff, pop culture stuff. Sometimes while we're playing Fortnite, sometimes when we're hanging out with each other. But we thought we would make a kind of outlet to talk about it more, have some fun with it, maybe interact with people who have the same interests with us. And today we're going to be talking about something pretty fun, I think.
Yeah, we're going to start off this episode by talking about just some general franchises we're into and see where that goes. I will start if that's okay with you, Mr. Connor.
That's perfectly fine with me.
All right. I decided to start with a video game franchise that I really like. It was, I think, the first video game I ever played, honestly, which is Pokemon.
Ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum. That's a good franchise.
Were you ever into Pokemon? Are you a Pokemon kid?
I was, yes. My first generation was actually Generation 5. So that was black and white. The starters were Snivy, I think it was Tepig, and Oshawott. Box legendaries were Zekrom and Reshiram. I chose Pokemon Black for Reshiram. And then, of course, I had to choose Snivy, the greatest little grass starter ever to exist. But that's probably the nostalgia talking, I'm sure.
I also played Black. If I played it now, I would pick Snivy. For some reason, I picked Oshawott. I liked him. that There's a funny story there, actually. So I had picked Oshawott, and I played along and evolved him, and he was Duat and whatever, and I loved him. This was elementary school, and I had a friend that we were playing and battling, and we decided to start trading. And me being the greedy little kid that I was, when he went to the bathroom, I started trading some of his good Pokemon to
Oh my god.
myself because that's a nice thing to do to your friend. He was understandably not happy when he came back from the bathroom. So he took my DS and started doing the same thing and traded my Duat, and I somehow got a hold of it and shut the power off, hoping it would just cancel the trade,
Oh my
and it
gosh.
just destroyed the Duat, and neither of us, he didn't have it, I didn't have it. It just died, it vanished. Yeah. RIP Duat.
Definitely RIP Duat. Did you have a name for it, or did you just keep the generic names for the Pokemon?
I think it was Splash. I was not very creative.
I mean, I was less creative. I just kept the original names of the Pokemon. And if no one knows in Pokemon, usually your starter, which we're talking about right now, Oshawott, Duat, Snivy, the whole generation line, you can't get those past the first part of the game. So
So when it disappeared, there was no way of getting that. I don't think I played much of that game after that.
I mean, if you lose that enough Pokemon, I mean, there's a point where you're like, I don't want to play anymore, but you'll just have to restart at that point.
Yeah. I believe I did give him all of his Pokemon back after. For for those of you who are
Compensation.
wondering.
But you never got your Duat.
No, Duat stopped existing.
Did you play any other generations besides Gen 5, or was that the main one you played?
I've played all of them except for 7, but my first was Gen 4, which was Platinum. That was my first video game, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
I never actually played Platinum. Or what was the other one that was with it? I forgot. Platinum. There was Diamond and Pearl. It was the third one in the trio of
Right.
those games.
Yep.
But the starters are cool in that one as well.
Gen 1, which is the one that most people know, Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur.
Mm-hmm.
I like all three of them. And then Gen 4 is Chimchar and Piplup and Turtwig.
Yeah.
And those are the only two generations where I like all three starters and all of their evolutions.
I mean, the Pokemon are great, and the evolution lines are great too. And besides the starter Pokemon too, the Pokemon in that generation are also pretty great as well as the box legendaries.
Yeah, it's well rounded. It's got a lot of good options.
Mhm.
Some of the newer ones I'm not a fan of, which I think is a popular opinion.
Did you play Scarlet or Violet Gen 9?
I played a little bit of Scarlet. Um, there were just, there were some real life things going on that I didn't really get back to it, but
Mhm.
I did start it.
Yeah, I started as well. I think I beat the first 2 gyms, but there's not really an order for that one. It's more of the open world aspect like Breath of the Wild, but it was fun. I mean, for the most part, it was a little fun. I wanted to catch Pokemon on the fly like in Legends Arceus, but alas, it was not the same.
That one I played all of.
That was good. I like that one.
That
I
was a
never
good
finished
one.
it, unfortunately, but it was so much fun.
I liked being able to see the Pokemon like running around, and it was cool that it was a different take, and it's not just like go beat this gym and then go fight this person and then you win.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely, and, they switched the gyms out for that one because there technically was no gyms, and was it I forgot the type of Pokemon that it was. The bosses at the end of each stage or something like that, or each area.
Right? Yeah.
I don't remember
You had
exact
to
but they were, like, super powered versions of it.
you had to go fight them and make them not angry anymore.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's what it was, and then, in that game also, they had the battle styles, so you could switch from 2 different styles, I think, right? It was the attack or the
Yeah, I
defensive
believe
one,
so.
but that was fun. I liked that too. It was I liked that way better than Gen 9, even for a spinoff.
Yeah, no, that was it was a good, unique gameplay in a series that, well, I love it. It's the same thing every time.
Yeah.
So it was a nice break from that, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely. Hopefully, I mean, they're making, what is it, Legends A to Z or something like that, which is coming out next year, so hopefully,
Ooh,
it's the same thing as Legends Arceus, but who really knows?
one can only hope.
Yes.
Keep it
And then
fresh.
and then I mean, if we're talking about Pokemon, we have to bring up the Pokemon TCG. What's your experience with the Pokemon TCG? Did you collect it? Did you play it? Uh, one of the 2?
I collected way too many Pokemon cards growing up. Y Little kid Logan would like to think that he played the card game. Really, I just made up a version where you don't use any energy, so you can just use every ability for free, and whoever had the stronger abilities won.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think when I was younger, at least too, I had no idea how to play the game. But when I got a shiny card, I was like, "Oh, a shiny card!" And then I added it to my collection, and then just looked at it mainly and didn't really do much else with it.
Yeah, that's that was me too.
I feel like that was a lot of kids though. Um,
I
and
mean, they look nice, so it's you like the characters, you like the art, you look at them, collect them. Collecting's fun. I don't know.
collect them all, or gotta catch them all. There we go.
Got to collect all the cards.
Yes.
I tried many times, and I'm still in the process of having binders where I have one of every Pokemon.
Oh, like a complete set.
Not trying to collect all the cards from all the sets or anything like that, but just like one of each Pokemon. They're at like 1,000 now or something.
Oh, I see what you mean. So you want a copy of each Pokemon basically and have a whole binder dedicated to every single Pokemon. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I have a lot, but I'm also missing a lot. It's an incomplete set,
Did
sadly.
you put them in a binder yet?
Two binders currently.
Oh, wow.
I I don't know if it would have to go to three or not sometime.
I mean, if Gen 10 ever comes out, which it definitely will at some point, you'll definitely need another one probably.
I have it alphabetically, and I did leave spaces for the ones I'm missing, but that was only through Gen 8, maybe
Oh,
7.
wow.
So it's not updated. So that's why I'm thinking I probably need a third binder if
You
I
might,
ever
yeah.
finish that.
You're lacking. You gotta. go out and get more.
Yeah.
But I know you and I are definitely into magic at the moment, which we're not going to talk in this episode, I don't think about, but
Yeah. I
in the
think we'll
future,
cover magic enough on future episodes. So,
definitely yes.
but that is the same sort of idea to some extent. You know, the
Yeah,
cards look cool. You collect a lot of them. Luckily,
but
we
the
actually
difference is we know how
play
to
the
play
game.
magic. Yes,
Exactly.
that's
Uh,
the main one.
but yeah, hopefully my Pokemon collection will someday be finished, and I can see all of them at once and not think about how much I spent on Pokemon cards.
That's okay. It's an investment, right? That's what we tell ourselves.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
All right. Well, shall we move on to the next one?
Sure. What do you got?
All right. So for my first one, I chose my favorite movie franchise of all time by the name of Jurassic Park. Now, I don't know if you've seen anything about Jurassic Park, Logan, but I absolutely love it.
I have seen, I believe, all of the movies.
Oh, great. All right. This is great then. And I'm starting to read the first book, Jurassic Park, which started it all. But I mainly fell in love with it from the movies, like I'm sure a bunch of other people did. So obviously the first one is the best one in my opinion, and it's actually my favorite movie of all time. Logan, so you've seen the first one?
I have. I wasn't allowed to watch it for a long time because it was too scary. But after begging for a while, I saw it.
Hey, it's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
I was actually terrified of it when I was a younger child, but eventually, I mean, I loved dinosaurs when I was little, but now I'm having this kind of uh, comeback to dinosaurs. I love them. If you don't know, Archaeopteryx is the genetic link between dinosaurs and birds. So we do have to say that it's a great franchise. I love it so much. What do you think about the newer movies, Logan?
I think they're good on their own. I think
Hmm.
if you're trying to compare, definitely the first Jurassic Park to the Jurassic World movies, they're not going to be as good. But in their own right, I like them.
Yeah, as a standalone franchise, if you look at it that way, then it's definitely a good franchise. I think Jurassic World, the first one, is definitely the strongest of the three. Then Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, I think is also cool, but not to the extent of World. And then of course, Jurassic World Dominion. Uh it was a movie. It was a movie. It was weirdly focused on locusts for a major portion of the movie, which I didn't enjoy that much. I was really, really excited for it, but it just fell below expectations for the most part. But the first one and the second one of Jurassic World are good, especially the Indominus Rex and the Indoraptor. Introducing those, I think, was what the series needed for the most part to be a reboot. Yeah, a reboot. We'll call it a reboot.
What you just said was great. The whole time, however, I was thinking about when you said Fallen Kingdom, and I was just thinking about the Captain Sparkles music video,
That's
the
a connection you
Minecraft
can make.
parody.
Yes.
Jurassic World, Captain Sparkles.
But there is a new Jurassic Park coming out in 2025.
Really?
Yes, it is. And hopefully it's going to be good. I think the original writer from Jurassic Park is going to be writing that film, so it's hopefully going to be good. It's called Jurassic World Rebirth, and it's
Another reboot.
yes, and I think Scarlett Johansson is the star of this one. So, yeah, it's going to be fun.
Another reboot.
But I don't know. I like seeing dinosaurs on the big screen. That's all I can really say. It's going to make me happy no
That's,
matter what.
that is a valid point.
And of course, not to bring magic in again, but I do have two magic decks based off of Jurassic Park, so that's another reason I love the franchise as well.
Everything circles back to magic.
It does, it really does. But yeah, that's one of my favorite franchises. Uh, you have anything else you want to say about Jurassic Park, Logan?
I like dinosaurs.
Me too. Me too. And I do want to say, even though it's not 100% scientifically accurate, it is 100% scientifically awesome. So, because, dinosaurs are awesome. So, I just wanted to put that point in there. And other than that, if you want to say your next franchise, you're more than welcome to, Logan.
Okay, my next franchise, I would be very surprised if you've heard of, or more surprised if you've seen, but I decided to tell you about it today. It is a TV show called Heroes.
Heroes. I have not heard of Heroes.
I knew it. Okay, so this, I don't remember exactly how I found this show. I know I was a kid because I have rewatched this show probably 7 times now.
Hmm.
It takes a minute to watch it 7 times throughout my life. Basically, the concept of this show is ordinary people get superpowers, which, has been done before. But in this case, they don't go out and try to become superheroes. They just go about their life. They try to blend in. They try to not get like caught by the government and experimented on and all that.
Oh my gosh.
And they just, they have ordinary human interactions, but they have superpowers. That might sound a little boring, but there's a serial killer that's
Oh.
hunting the people with powers, and he also has powers. And basically, his whole thing is if he studies the brain of somebody with powers, he can learn to replicate their powers. So he kills them to take their powers and get
So,
stronger.
so he's like Ditto from Pokemon.
Yeah, hey, connection. Yeah. Imagine Ditto just killing other Pokemon to take their their moves.
Who knows? And maybe in the Pokemon franchise, in somewhere, there's a Ditto that kills Pokemon. But that sounds like a pretty fun show.
I like the beginning. You kind of you don't know who has what powers, and I mean, you find out fairly quick, like first few episodes, but they try to hide it for a little bit. Like you don't know immediately for every character, which is cool. So you
Hmm.
can like you try to guess who can do what and everything.
Mm.
It definitely got lower quality as it went on. It did get canceled after the fourth season, but they made an ending. They, I guess, had enough time. They knew they were getting canceled.
Oh man. What can people watch this on?
Now,
Yeah.
um, last I knew, I think it was on Prime, but not for free.
Oh.
So, um, good luck watching it if you're interested. Hopefully, it is somewhere.
That's a pretty interesting concept for a show, though. It sounds pretty fun. It seems like for the most part, in the first season at least, they did a pretty good job of it.
No, the first three, honestly, I liked, and then
Oh.
the fourth was it was okay.
Mm.
Google says that if you have a subscription to Peacock or Prime, you can watch it.
Well, there you go. I might have to watch it.
Yeah.
They're born with the powers, right? That's what you said?
Yes, they are. There's something with the eclipse causes that or like
Oh.
gives them their powers or something. I it's I know I've watched it 7 times, but it's been a minute since the last time. But I know there is an episode where an eclipse happens and during the eclipse they lose their powers temporarily.
Oh, it's like it's like the Fire Nation from, Avatar. I guess we should say, we just experienced a technical difficulty, and my mic cut out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
That was fun.
yeah, so we just fixed it, and, hopefully it should sound good now, going forward, but alright. I guess I should go next then. So I'm also gonna say my show right now, and this is one of my favorite shows of all time, and probably my favorite show of all time. It's a little anime called One Piece. Yeah, so I if you have ever met me in real life, you definitely have heard me talk about One Piece at least once while talking to me. I bring it up a lot. I love the show. I haven't read the manga yet, and I plan to in the future, maybe. But currently, I think I'm on episode 932, so I'm in the Wano arc right
Oh
now.
my god. That's so many episodes.
I absolutely love the show, um, and Wano is a really good arc. Do you know anything about One Piece, Logan?
I know Brooke.
Okay, you know Brook.
He's a skeleton guy with an afro.
He is, yes. I think he ate the soul fruit, and in One Piece there are things called the devil fruits, and they give their users, they're called devil fruit users, powers. Like the main character, Monkey D. Luffy, he ate the gum fruit, and
Stretchy.
he is stretchy. Yes, his body's made of
Yeah.
rubber. Yeah, but if you've never watched One Piece, it's about this boy named Monkey D. Luffy, and he is on the quest to find the One Piece. Goldie Roger was the king of the pirates before he got executed. But before he died, he mentioned that all of his findings, wealth, fame, power, can all be found in one place, known as the One Piece. And it starts the great new pirate era. It comes with the new generation, and part of that new or the worst generation is Luffy, captain of the Straw Hat Pirates, and that's what the show mainly focuses on is the Straw Hat Pirates, and yeah, it tackles a lot of subjects like world government corruption, slavery, prison, all the sorts. It's a pretty mature show. If you if from looking on the outside in, I'm sure it looks like a childish show, but deep down, it's pretty serious.
Covers some serious ground.
It does. It does. And if you in the audience have ever watched One Piece, you know what I'm talking about. Logan, if you ever jump on the One Piece train, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about.
Uh, we'll see. I generally have not been the biggest anime guy personally.
Hey, that's okay. But One Piece is
Maybe.
different.
Never say never. The
Yeah,
One
but
Piece is real, so
it is. It is. It is real. Part of why it has been here for so long is the world building. The world building is top tier in the show, and you'll have characters that are like from episode like 50 come back and have an importance in like episode 700, and you won't remember them, but when they do, they make a pretty big impact, and that's one of the greatest aspects of One Piece is the world building. And of course, it is about pirates, and pirates are pretty cool. What they did was not, but pirates are cool.
the concept of
Yes,
fictional pirates are
yes.
cool.
Yes, like Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, actually, let me Jack Sparrow is a pretty cool pirate, but yeah, the pirates in One Piece are pretty cool too.
No, that is a good point you made though, the world building thing. Like
Mhm.
a world that's been built over however many episodes, over 1,000 episodes.
Yeah, I forgot what it's on right now, but I'm almost there.
Cool they were able to stick with it, I guess.
It is a very, very, very long show, and I'm not gonna say it's not long, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. And it does have a trading card game now. Circling back to trading card games once more. There is a One Piece trading card game. Pokemon has a trading card. Everything has a trading card game at this point.
Yeah.
But it's
Trading
fun.
card games, I mean, they definitely have their their fan base. I mean, we're
Yes.
part of it.
Yes, we are.
And
Yep.
it
And then we
all
bring
circles
people into
back
it
to
too.
okay. New moving on
Whoa,
from
magic?
video
Were you gonna say
games.
magic?
Maybe.
Man,
Maybe not.
we should just talk about magic.
Honestly. Hmm.
But we can't. Not
Yeah,
yet.
that's not the topic of this episode.
Logan, you want to go on to your next topic?
No, I had another thing to say.
Oh, then go for it.
I was gonna say, did you watch the Netflix like live action One Piece?
Oh yeah, that's actually a great point. I did watch. I didn't actually finish it. I watched a couple episodes, but I really like it. It's a great rendition of the story. It's pretty cookie cutter from the original story, but it's great because it's giving people a reason to watch One Piece who don't like anime. Like my parents watch it and they love it now. So everyone loves One Piece.
Would you say they like cut a lot out to kind of cover more ground, or is it like it only covers the very beginning?
It's mostly the very beginning. I think it covers the first 60 episodes, if I'm not mistaken, and that covers the East Blue Saga. So it's where a lot of the crew members first come from, and they're going. to a place called Reverse Mountain, and that'll bring him onto the Grand Line, which pretty much starts their grand adventure through the world of One Piece. But next, they already teased Chopper, and if you don't know who Chopper is, he is a little reindeer dude who does basically medicine. He's the doctor of the ship, and he's adorable. So hopefully, he looks good in live action. One Piece is great. That's all I really want to say.
So I did realize a little while ago while we were recording this that somehow I didn't write down my number one obsession lately, or just the past like couple years. I don't know, which is The Legend of Vox Machina.
Oh, I've heard of that
I don't
before.
know why that one slipped my mind. I think about it too much, probably.
Not to circle back again, but you are making custom magic deck.
It all comes back to magic.
It does. All right, continue on.
So, anyone who's not aware, Critical Role is a group of voice actors who are all friends in real life, and they got together and started playing Dungeons and Dragons. And at some point, they just got an offer slash decided to start live streaming it, and it blew up and is insanely popular. And they decided they wanted to attempt to make like an animated version of it. Not not exactly anime, but reminiscent of it. The intro's definitely an anime intro. So they put up, I believe it was a Kickstarter to try to raise the money, and I think they had requested 750,000, and within the first hour they hit 1 million,
Oh my gosh.
and by the end of it they had like 11.5 million
Oh,
raised. Yeah,
wow.
people really wanted that. They just finished putting out season 3. I got into it when season 2 was on, which was like 2 years ago, because animated stuff can take longer than live action typically. So
True, yes.
it's been like every other year they put out a season.
Yeah, but they're pretty much always good, right? The 3 that are out, right?
I'm biased, but they've been amazing.
It's okay to be biased. It's one of your favorite franchises, man.
Exactly. They have the whole party that they had in Dungeons and Dragons, and they got adapted to animation, and they're voice actors, so they
Yeah.
do the voices themselves, of course. And then they have gotten so many famous voice actors and people that aren't typically voice actors who decided to, or something, just because they have the connections, because they're well known.
Mhm. Now, did you watch the original campaign go through the first time, or did you mainly get your exposure from it from Vox Machina?
So I had seen a clip of a scene from like the newest episode of season 2 that had just come out. It compared the animation to the campaign, and it was like, a one for one kind of translation. And I was like, that's really cool. I want to see
Mhm.
that. So I went back and watched the whole show, the animated show. And then I'm like, okay, this is really cool. Maybe I'll give the campaign a try. So I started watching it. The difference is the animated show has 12 episode seasons, and they're half-hour episodes.
Mhm.
The the campaign has 115 episodes that
Oh my
range
gosh.
anywhere from 2 to 6 hours
Wow. That is a
each.
difference.
So it's it's probably the length of One Piece.
Just like the first
uh,
campaign or like the all the campaigns they did?
mm, the first campaign.
Oh my
The
gosh.
second one, the second one I think is like 105 or something, and the third one's still going, and it's almost at 100. It's at like
Wow.
90. It might be at 100 now. I don't know.
Yeah, I know some of my friends too, they used to watch it live streamed. I think they streamed on Twitch or something, and honestly, to see it weekly must have been pretty fun.
I would love to watch it weekly because a few hours a week is one thing, like live, whatever.
Yeah.
But oh, trying to binge watch 115 episodes.
It's different. Yeah, it's definitely a
So
lot.
far, I've watched I think 15, which has been a lot.
Wow.
So I got 100 to go.
Wow. Hey, you can get there eventually, right? If I can catch up to One Piece, you can catch
Yeah,
up to
someday.
Critical Role, or just watch the first campaign.
Yeah, I definitely want to watch all of the first campaign someday. Like at some point, I'll get there.
Hey, you will just put it on the background sometimes.
I think I might have to start doing that. Yeah. Their second campaign, they are working on an animated show for that too, which is cool. I'm not really into it. I know a little bit about the characters, but I think once the show comes out, I probably will
Mm,
get more into that too.
for sure. Why is it called The Legend of Vox Machina? I will say when I heard that, I thought it was like some mech show or something.
So I just saw recently they explained why they called it that.
Hmm.
So initially, like when they had just their home game before they started live streaming it, they named their party the Shits. I forget what it stands for. It doesn't matter. But they didn't want to call it that when they were live streaming it. So they're like, we got to think of something. And Vox Machina translates just voice actor, basically. Like it was
Oh,
similar to that. I don't have all my facts. I don't know.
that's okay.
But basically, there were a bunch of voice actors. So they're like, we'll call it that.
Hmm.
Vox Machina.
Vox
And
Machina.
there's two twins, and one of them's called Vex, and one of them's called Vax,
Oh.
and then it's Vox Machina. It's a running joke that everybody gets the two of them confused,
That's awesome though. And I mean, D&D is just an expansive game. You can do literally anything with it.
and they do. One of my favorite things too, I'm a music guy for anyone who doesn't know that's listening. They have a bard who's known to be a musician. That's his whole thing. And he sings a lot of cool songs that they write for the show, and he sings.
That's really cool.
Sam Riegel, cool guy.
Don't know who he is, but he sounds cool. I definitely should. I do want to watch it at one point. I've seen so much about it too, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Did this? So the season three's over now.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I can binge watch it then.
Yeah, it has Matthew Mercer.
Hmm.
He's in everything.
Yes, he is. He's in One Piece.
I believe it. He's in basically anything that's animated, any video game. He's probably in it somewhere. It's definitely my One Piece.
It's good to have your One Piece. Everyone needs a One Piece.
Anyone who talks to me is sick of hearing about Vox Machina, probably. But all right, so what do you got left?
Yeah. So for my final one, I actually chose a pretty basic one. In It's the video game one. I choose Super Mario Brothers.
Ah,
The whole Super Mario franchise, I think everyone has at least picked up one Mario game in some point in their life and played it in any aspect. And this is including everything. The whole franchise that includes Mario Party, Mario Kart, Super Mario Bros, Super Mario Galaxy, everything like that. Even the Super Mario Bros movie, which is it's a pretty good movie in my opinion. Peaches, that's a great song.
peaches, peaches, peaches.
Yes, with Jack Black. Mario has been with me for my whole entire life, it feels like. I still have a Nintendo Switch and I still play the new games. New game actually came out the day we're recording this. Mario and Luigi Brothership. It's the RPG series. But
You know, I saw a clip of that. Luigi like squeezes through a fence, and he's like stuck, and he's like wiggling through
I
the
don't doubt
fence.
it. I don't
It's
doubt
pretty
it at
funny.
all. That franchise is known for being pretty silly in that aspect. One of them is called Bowser's Inside Story. It was on the DS. That's also a great game. The Mario RPGs are great as well. I don't know if you played Super Mario RPG at all. Have you?
I have not.
Oh well, that's a great one. It was originally on the SNES, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, but it got re-released to the Switch, and it is an incredible game. If anyone is any interested in it, I definitely recommend it. But there's so many more Mario games. Do you have a favorite Mario game, Logan, that you can think of off the top of your head?
Um, I mean, the obvious choice is Mario Kart. Oh no, Super Mario 64.
Yeah, Super Mario 64 is a fun one. I don't know if you had the same exposure to it, but I originally played it on the DS and not the 64.
Yeah, me too. I
Okay, yeah. So were you confused on the title as well? Because when I saw Super Mario 64, I was kind of confused on to what it was.
yeah, I don't know. I never really thought about it, but like when I was playing it back in the day, but since then I've been like, okay, they could have renamed it or something. Like Super
I
Mario 64 2, I don't know.
yeah, or
For
just
the
on the
DS.
did they
Yeah.
make it DS? I don't know.
I mean, it was on the DS. I don't know if they called it that.
Yeah, I don't know if they did either, but it would have been nice to know. But I know my favorite Mario game was Super Mario Galaxy. And that's probably probably also has the nostalgia lens, just like Snivy and Pokemon Black and White. But that game was so much fun. Just being in space and everything was just a blast. And of course, Mario Odyssey, which came out in 2017, I think, which is a long time ago now, it seems like, but it still holds up great. And hopefully, the next Mario game is also incredible whenever that comes out.
Hopefully. I know, yeah, I played some of Mario Galaxy too.
Mm.
Not Mario Galaxy 2, Mario Galaxy All
Oh,
Stars.
there was a Super Mario Galaxy too, so um,
Yeah.
that one was good too. I didn't really like how it was like a level based system. They didn't you didn't get to like the galaxies and then see them in the observatories or whatever, but it was still a blast. I loved it, and then they introduced Yoshi in that game too, so that was cool.
Yoshi, what a legend.
Yes, and he'll be in the Super Mario Bros. 2, the movie, the second movie. It's gonna have Yoshi, uh, as it's
That's
in the post credit
that's
scene.
exciting.
It is. It's
That is
very, very
exciting.
exciting. This is, I think, well, I could have introduced it later, but one of my obsessions is Lego, and there is a Super Mario Bros. Lego line, and I have a lot of those right now. I have the Super Mario, or so sorry, I have the Mighty Bowser on the 64. So Super Mario 64 question mark block, which is pretty cool. It pops open.
Do you have to punch it from the bottom?
I could, but I think it would smash into a lot of pieces, and I don't want to build it back up because it is a pretty intricate build.
I don't think that would happen. You should try it.
All right, I'll try it on camera
Okay.
right now. No, I'm not. I would never do that. But I do have also Jurassic Park Legos. I don't have any One Piece Legos because they don't make those, unfortunately. But I would buy them if they did. But you know,
Maybe somebody makes them on like Etsy or something.
there probably is someone who does, and I eventually will cave in probably at one point and just do it. But for right now, I won't. But
Luffy Lego.
I think I've seen videos of it. It's not obviously it's not regular real Lego, but it's still fun nonetheless. And I'll probably buy it. I will probably buy it eventually, but for right now, I won't. Going back to Mario, uh, I know a new Mario Party came out pretty recently. Logan, do you have any experience with Mario Party?
This is a hot take. I don't like Mario Party.
And that's okay. That's a great thing about the world is that people have differing opinions. And I think a lot of people might not like Mario Party because it's a pretty slow game for the most part. But in a party setting, it's pretty nice. It feels
True.
like Monopoly. If that's not your go-to game, then you might not like Mario Party. But the mini games do mix it up at in one point, so it's nice. I like it. But Mario Kart is probably the king of party games, in my opinion.
Mario Kart is amazing.
It is amazing. Do you have a? Did you played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, right?
Yes, sir. I
All
got
right.
all the DLCs.
Oh yeah, I do
Or
too. What
well, it's just the season pass, but yeah,
do you have a go-to character slash cart combination you go for?
I do. I use the same thing every time. Wario,
Mm-hmm.
always Wario, and I use this little scooter because Wario, big giant Wario on a little scooter is hilarious.
Is it
Or like
Mr.
a moped
Scooty?
looking thing. Maybe.
Is it blue?
I don't know the names.
Is it blue?
It's no, it's yellow.
I don't know what it would be then. Oh man.
I think it changes depending what character you have. So it's
Hmm.
yellow because it's Wario.
Oh, maybe it might be Mr. Scooty then. Mr. Scooty is a great bike.
Should I look up Mr. Scooty?
You can if you want.
See,
I can say mine.
Mr. Scooty. Um, no,
No, dang
no,
it.
it's not.
Man. Well, I mean, I guess I can tell my cart combination too then. Um,
Sure.
Mine is actually I go for usually King Boo, Dry Bowser, or Donkey Kong, and I go with the I think it's called it's a Biggie Buggy maybe. I don't know. It's a little red thing with eyes, and it has white wings on the back. But then I also choose the roller skate wheels. They're red little wheels. I don't remember the name of that either. And then also the glider with the clouds on it. And that usually gets me pretty good. It doesn't have much, or sorry, it doesn't have much speed, but the acceleration is where you want it in Mario Kart usually. And that's what I usually go with.
I'm gonna sound like an idiot here. I don't know stats. I just say, "Oh my goodness, big guy on little moped. That's funny." I'm gonna do that. Oh, and I also give it monster truck wheels.
That's pretty awesome. Or what's your go-to track? Like if you want to destroy people on the racetrack, what do you usually choose?
I do love me some Coconut Mall.
Okay.
Um, Not me looking up the name of the tracks. Dude, I
um,
don't know the names of anything ever.
really? I know some of the names of the tracks. The new ones, like the DLC courses, I don't really know that well, but the original ones I do. And well, one of my favorites that's in the DLC pass is Maple Treeway. It was on the Wii. I love it for the music for the most part. But my favorite regular track has to be Mount Wario. Mount Wario is great.
Definitely based off of a good character.
Yes, it is. We love Wario here.
Wario.
Have you ever played WarioWare?
I should play that, probably.
I haven't played it. I just want to know if you
But
liked it or
no,
not. One more thing for Mario. Have you ever played Super Mario Super Slug or sorry, Mario Super Sluggers?
I have not.
Oh man, that is my favorite
Are you
Mario game.
disappointed?
I know I said Super Mario Galaxy before, but Super Mario Super Sluggers is definitely my favorite Mario game. And yes, I am disappointed that you haven't played it. We'll have to play it at some point because it is so fun. It gets me so hyped up, especially when you get a home run. It goes a choo choo choo, and then and you can run for it, try to catch it, everything like that. You have to time it perfectly, but it's just a fun game and it's a great party game too. I love it, and that's why the Super Mario Bros. Series is great because it brings people together. Right, Logan?
Exactly.
Or it tears them apart, but that's okay because it's fun.
Speaking of Wario, he is one of my mains in Super Smash Bros.
Ooh, okay. I mean, I also main a Mario character in Super Smash Brothers. I main Piranha Plant.
Piranha Plant, that's right.
Yeah, and I love Piranha Plant. His playstyle is so unique. Wario is also very unique with the motorcycle and then also the fart. I
He
don't know what it's
farts.
called.
He does fart.
Yeah. And if you don't know what Super Smash Brothers is, it's a game created by Nintendo that brings together a bunch of IPs from both Nintendo and other gaming properties like Persona, Final Fantasy's in there, Bayonetta, Pac-Man, Sonic. I could go on and on about the Minecraft's in there now.
Minecraft.
And then also there is Undertale too in the form of a Mii Fighter costume. So if you know Mii's from the Wii, they did have them back in Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, and one of the Mii costumes you could have was Sans from Undertale. And they did put Megalovania in the game, so a bunch of IPs clashing against each other, and you fight each other. So if you had someone saying, "Oh, Link could definitely beat Mario in a fight," you can bring it to the Super Smash Brothers battlefield and duke it out. And it's such a fun game for that, and it's gone pretty competitive over time. But at my main is the Piranha Plant, and yours is Mario. So
Wario and Pokemon Trainer.
Pokemon Trainer is fun. It's very unique. Do you have a favorite of the three Pokemon that are with Pokemon Trainer?
Well, I like Charizard as a Pokemon the best, and I do like that he has like the heavier hitting attacks, but I tend to honestly find myself being Squirtle the most because he's fast and he's small. He's hard to hit.
Squirtle is pretty cool.
And I like he has an attack when he goes up that like does a bunch of water and it like hits the enemies and they can't move or something. I don't know. I when I struggle to find words, I sound like a moron, but
Hey, that's okay. That's a-okay. I guess, I mean, if we're gonna end it very soon, I think we should end it on, you wanna go through each generation quick and name our favorite starters? Do you have that information on hand, or do you wanna get it?
absolutely we
Alright,
should
great.
do that.
Great.
All right. So Gen 1 is hard for me because like I said, I like all three of them, but no, it's not. It's Charmander.
Okay. Yeah,
No,
Charmander's pretty cool. My favorite is Squirtle from that generation because he's a turtle and he's awesome, and Blastoise is sick. That's my reasoning.
that's good reasoning.
Yeah, it is. Do you like Charizard?
I love Charizard. I love Charmeleon too.
So you like the whole generation.
Middle evolutions don't get enough love.
I will admit I don't really like War Turtle, but
Eh, he's a middle evolution. He sucks.
yeah, yeah, but that's okay. It's okay. What about Gen 2?
Gen 2. I am not crazy about any of them, but I like Cyndaquil the best. I'm a fire guy. You'll see a trend.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. I love Cyndaquil. He's pretty cool. And I'm mostly a grass starter person, I should say that.
You know, that makes sense to me.
Does it?
Yeah, I mean, you like the outdoors, you like environmental science,
I do, yeah. That's
you
very
like
true.
plant.
Plants are pretty cool. Let's be honest here. All right, Gen 3.
Gen 3. See, I picked Torchic, but again, the whole like Oshawott Snivy thing. Um, Trico. Definitely Trico.
I
He's
will
my
agree with
favorite.
you there. Now, do you like the mega evolutions that they had for the third generation?
Uh, I'm not. I like the concept of mega evolutions. I think it's cool that they like temporarily evolve.
Hmm.
I don't know that there's any designs that I actually like fully for mega
Really?
evolutions. I don't know. They're kind of they're all right.
I love Mega Skeptile. I love him. I think he looks sick. But that's my take.
Hey, to each their own.
Definitely, yeah. We can agree to disagree. All
Exactly.
right, Gen 4.
Gen 4, Chimchar. I do love all three, like I said, but Chimchar.
Yeah, I like Turtwig. No surprise there.
No surprise there. Chimchar was my first Pokemon ever too.
Really? Oh,
Well,
because yeah, you said you
he was my
started on Gen
starter in
4.
my first game, so
Ah,
he hits home.
he's a nostalgia for you. That's okay though.
Gen 5, like I said, I picked Oshawott, but now I would pick Snivy.
I would pick Snivy. Just because I love Snivy. Superior's also freaking incredible. I love him so much. But yeah, I don't really have any real reason other than he's pretty awesome.
Gen
Gen 6.
6 was Grookey, right?
No. That was Gen 6 was the Kalos region. So it's Froakie, Chespin, and the Fox. Fennekin? Fennekin? Fennekin.
Gen 6 was Chespin, right?
Yes. Gen 6 was Chespin.
Uh, Chespin.
Oh, okay. I actually chose Froakie for this one. I loved Greninja. And Greninja is one of my off mains for Super Smash Brothers, so I play him sometimes.
Greninja, I never play in Smash Bros.
Really? He's fun to play.
He's one of the ones I get in random and say, "Oh, okay, let's see what he can do."
He's really fun, actually. One of his coolest moves is like the shadow creep thing, where you kind of go invisible for a second and then you can do attack. That's fun that way. But in the game, I liked him too. But in Gen 6 particularly, I love how they chose the starters to be kind of like RPG classes. I think Chespin was the tank, Greninja was the rogue. Sorry, Chestnut, or I forgot the name of the last evolution in that line. And then
Yep,
Fennekin, her line, it was a mage, so it's pretty cool.
that is cool. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that, but that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah. Each of them have themes, and I actually don't know Gen 7's, but that's where we're gonna go next.
Gen 7 is the only one that I did not play.
Really?
Yeah.
If you had to choose a starter, would you choose one or do you know them off the top of your head?
Yes, I would pick Rowlet.
Yep. Rowlet's pretty cool. And then the final Evo, Decidueye was Grass and Ghost, which is a really cool typing. So I thought that was really awesome.
That is cool.
What are we up to? Gen 8 now?
Gen 8.
Okay.
Gen 8 is Grookey,
Yeah.
right?
I also choose Grookey for this one.
Yeah, Grookey.
Grookey's pretty cool. And then Rillaboom is pretty awesome too with taking the drums out or whatever. And then Gen 9.
Gen 9, again, not crazy about any of them. I don't like his evolutions, but I like Fuecoco, and that is my favorite.
I honestly think Fuecoco is the correct decision in Gen 9. And I don't hate Skeledirge, the evolution. Or sorry, not the evolution, the evolution. Yeah, Skeledirge is pretty cool. I think.
What's your favorite evolution now that you bring that up?
uh oh my god. Am I blanking on the name? I can't remember the name. um what's the dark type?
Umbreon.
Umbreon, yes. Umbreon is the one I like the most.
That's my favorite too.
Hey, we can agree on something.
Yes, sir.
And Fuecoco, I guess, and Skeptile, and whatever else we agreed on.
You know, I like fire types the best, and I said I like, oh, I'm gonna pick all the. I picked mostly grass types.
Yeah, I mean, grass types are the coolest, in my opinion.
In general, I do like fire the best.
Fire is cool. It's a cool type. It's an aggressive type, like in Magic. But yeah,
and yet fire is not my favorite, or red is not my
red.
favorite in Magic. It's blue. I'm toxic.
Mine's green. Yeah, which I guess makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that brings us to the end, right? Maybe.
I think we covered a good range of things.
Yeah,
Should we do a little quick recap? Just
sure. Yeah, you want to list your three things that you said, and then I'll list mine, and then we'll talk about what's going to be the next episode. I think.
all right. Obviously, I mean you guys just listened to this, but um, we covered Pokemon and came full circle around to Pokemon, and I did just remember too that I forgot to say when we talked about Super Mario 64 on the DS, that was my second video game. Because for my birthday, my uncle got me a DS with Pokemon Platinum and Super Mario 64.
Oh, that's pretty
So,
cool.
but yeah, we got Pokemon, we got Heroes, which, if you can find somewhere to watch it, go watch it. It's a great show. And we got Vox Machina, which is on Prime, and you should watch that too.
Yeah. For me, I started with Jurassic Park, of course. Then we went down to One Piece, and then went to Super Mario Bros. After that. Yeah, lots of variation we have. With the games, we both said kind of Nintendo properties, which was pretty cool, but everything else was kind of dissimilar, which was nice to do. Some variation. And as we do these first three episodes, bear with us. We're learning how to do this stuff, learning how to keep the convo going. And we're going to find some topics that hopefully interest us and you, of course, the listeners. And we thank you all for watching. And I think the
Yes.
next episode, correct me if I'm wrong, Logan, but we might be doing a magic episode next.
You're wrong. We never talk about magic.
Except in this episode, I think we brought it up in every topic. So
No, magic was not mentioned once in this episode.
you know what? You're right. You convinced me. We never even mentioned magic at all.
What is magic anyway?
That's true. All will be answered in the next episode. Yeah, so I mean, with that said, Logan, do you have any more closing remarks before we end the episode?
My closing remarks are that I hope you enjoyed listening to us ramble about nerd stuff, and I hope you continue to do it in the future.
Woohoo, yeah.
Yeah.
We love that. All right. I guess thank you all for watching, or not watching, sorry, listening. And we hope you have a great night, a great morning, whenever you're listening to this. Just have a great day. With that said, I think we're all set here.